Hey everyone! As Splatoon 2's last Splatfest draws ever closer and support for the software starts to slimmen up, I started to think, what if the third game is in development? And well, I know I've already made a video on this before, as you can see up here, and in that video I asked you guys what you would want to include in a third game in the series. And well, you delivered, and I've taken on board some of your suggestions and put them into this video, as well as some of my own. So, without further delay, let's jump straight into the video. I got a few suggestions from people saying they'd like Splatoon to have a housing mechanic. I also thought this would be pretty cool. I'm not saying it should go full on Animal Crossing or anything, but I mainly think it should be used in the menus and the overworld. When picking clothes and weapons, I want to see the background transition round a bedroom, similar to how in Splatoon 2, when you want to change the store you're in, you'll quickly teleport to a different store. I kinda want the background to change like that. I think that would be really cool. And you would also start off in your house in the overworld and you can just exit it really quickly. Here's something that sounds ambitious, but it's really doable if you think about it, and that is to have a more open world in Inkopolis. Now I'm not talking about Breath of the Wild size or even Mario Odyssey size. I'm just thinking, when you turn the game on and you start off in Inkopolis, you could start off in your house, just like we mentioned earlier, and then you can exit into a smaller street before leaving the city centre. And then when you get there you go, there's the online mode, there's a bunch of shops, such as the weapon shops, the clothes shops, and perhaps taking a different street behind there could lead you to Squid Beats and Krusty Sean's place, and Spike's Sea Snail Emporium. I'd estimate this hub world would probably be the size of maybe all the Octo Canyon areas combined from Splatoon 2. Maybe not that big, or maybe that is just the right size for it. I'm not thinking it's going to be massive, but I want it to be at least bigger than a back alleyway that we already have right now. Another person came up with an offline mode. This is something I'm dreaming of having. And no, I don't mean the hero missions. Whilst they're fun, I'm talking about something comparable to the online modes. I mean, why don't we already have that in the game? We already have the Octoling Girl fighting missions in some levels. Why don't you just turn that and make the AI work like it's a turf war or a ranked mode or splat zones or anything? Now I'm not saying beating the AI will give you any experience in the online mode, but maybe if you have your amiibos could work like they do in Smash, and you can train them to be your allies on your team and fight with you in the AI battle modes. I highly doubt this one will happen out of all the things on the list, but I really want it to. Now this game is very likely to include very new specials, stuff we've never seen before in any Splatoon game, and I believe that the Ultra Stamp and the Booyah Bomb are concepts that they made for the third game that they wanted to test out in Splatoon 2. And I mean, that makes sense. Why would you include such new, big additions at the very end of a game's life? As of returning specials, I think I'd like to see the Killer Whale, the Bomb Rush Blush, the Splashdown, the Ink Armor, the Ink Storm, and the Baller. Oh, and the Booyah Bomb and Ultra Stamp are very likely to come back too if there are game ideas for the third one. And an idea I came up with was an Ink Tornado. You'd create a mini tornado around yourself that pulls in opponents and inks them up. If they reach the centre of the tornado, they get splatted. And another idea I had was the Ink Enhancer. It would be similar to the Ink Armor, and it would counter it, as it would boost you and your teammates' ink strength, and it will negate all armor on the opponents and splat them much quicker. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about today is returning maps. Splatoon 2 has many maps from Splatoon 1 on the Wii U, and I think this trend will continue into the next game. The stages I'd like to see come back from the Wii U is Blackbelly Skate Park, Walleye Warehouse, Moray Towers, Hammerhead Bridge, and Urchin Underpass. From the Switch, I think Manta Maria, Gobby Arena, Wahoo World, Inkblot Art Academy, and Schellendorf Institute will return. Of course, new maps will be in the game, with new gimmicks, new layouts, and if any of the shifty stations from the most recent Splatfests are anything to go by, we can expect some really interesting concepts in the next game. Alright guys, so those were your thoughts, my thoughts, everyone's thoughts on Splatoon 3 predictions, or just what we want to see in the game. Again, tell me what you think if you missed anything from last time or you didn't watch my last video. Give me some suggestions, because I might make a third one. Hopefully not 10 months after the original. So, like I said, comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.